Wealth is not an accident or a stroke of luck. It is the natural result of deliberate choices, consistent action, and a deep understanding of how money flows through life. The journey toward financial freedom begins with awareness of income, awareness of spending, awareness of habits that either build growth or drain potential. When the mind sees clearly, opportunity becomes visible and decisions become intentional rather than reactive. Clarity allows anxiety to dissolve and confidence to emerge. Financial control begins with understanding the flow of money, knowing exactly where every dollar comes from and where it goes. Tracking income, obligations, and discretionary spending transforms uncertainty into empowerment. When the movement of money is mapped, the mind stops wandering in confusion and begins acting with precision. Every financial decision becomes a conscious act rather than a reaction. Every dollar becomes a tool rather than a source of guilt or stress. Building systems to automate savings, investments, and bill payments removes reliance on willpower and ensures consistent progress. Automation allows action to happen without constant mental effort. Repeated actions accumulate over time, compounding wealth steadily. The future is prioritized without stress, and discipline becomes inevitable. Automation transforms growth from a hope into a predictable result. It frees energy for higher-level planning and allows consistent momentum, even in moments when motivation fades. Investing wisely harnesses the power of time and compounding. Understanding the balance between risk and reward and aligning choices with long-term goals creates security and opportunity. The disciplined mind avoids speculation and impulsive behavior, instead focusing on strategies that produce steady growth. Consistent investing is a demonstration of patience, self-trust, and foresight. It is a way to make money work harder than effort alone could achieve. Every contribution grows exponentially over time. Spending with intention transforms wealth creation from a numbers game into an art. Conscious decisions about purchases and priorities ensure that resources are allocated toward what truly matters. Avoiding impulsive consumption and comparison enables alignment between lifestyle and goals. The money spent reinforces identity and supports the trajectory toward freedom. The power lies not in restriction, but in choosing what adds meaningful value to life. Every intentional purchase becomes a step toward empowerment. Expanding income through multiple streams provides stability and accelerates growth. Relying on a single source exposes vulnerability. Additional streams, such as side projects, investments, or passive earnings, create leverage and resilience. Diversified income transforms scarcity into abundance. Every effort compounds, creating financial freedom and opening opportunities for growth that were previously unreachable. The person who builds multiple streams strengthens both security and flexibility. Negotiation and communication are powerful multipliers. Understanding the value of advocacy and assertive clarity in conversations with others transforms interactions into opportunities. Effective negotiation ensures fair outcomes, maximizes earning potential, and opens doors for collaboration. Skillful communication is a tool that leverages opportunity. Every interaction becomes a strategic decision. The mind that masters negotiation converts ordinary moments into advantage and progress. Emotional mastery plays a crucial role in financial growth. Recognizing the triggers that drive spending, fear of scarcity, attachment to habits, and status, anxiety allows conscious control over choices. Impulsivity is replaced with reflection and intention. Awareness transforms reactions into strategy. The emotionally disciplined mind responds deliberately. Rather than reacting reflexively, confidence grows when decisions are aligned with reason and values. Developing a mindset oriented toward growth and abundance empowers consistent action. Scarcity thinking limits opportunity, while abundance thinking invites possibilities. Self-trust, curiosity, and responsibility create momentum. When the mind embraces ownership, every step becomes intentional, and every decision compounds toward meaningful results. Mindset becomes the engine driving all financial action, generating clarity, confidence, and resilience in the face of challenges. Integrating money management into everyday life transforms theory into results. Consistent habits of saving, budgeting, investing, and conscious spending become identity. Repeated action becomes effortless. The individual who weaves financial principles into lifestyle does not rely on willpower alone but moves naturally toward growth. The cumulative effect of these habits produces lasting wealth and freedom. The process becomes part of the self rather than a forced effort. Planning for resilience strengthens both confidence and security. Emergency funds, insurance, and risk management strategies ensure stability during unexpected events. Preparation enables measured risk-taking. Without jeopardizing progress, the mind trained in foresight approaches uncertainty with calm rather than fear. Disruption becomes a teacher rather than a threat. The financially resilient person can act decisively even in volatile circumstances. Continuous learning enhances adaptability and opportunity. The financial landscape constantly evolves. New tools, strategies, and technologies create openings for growth. The curious and disciplined individual remains ahead of trends. Knowledge applied consistently translates into greater results. Financial literacy becomes actionable insight, and insight compounds over time, providing an edge that builds long-term advantage. Generosity and purposeful contribution amplify wealth beyond numbers. Giving thoughtfully strengthens networks, enhances reputation, and creates psychological fulfillment. The person who gives wisely multiplies influence and builds meaningful connections. Alignment between resources and purpose creates a life of impact where financial success supports broader goals. Satisfaction and opportunity expand. Simultaneously, the practice of contribution transforms wealth from a personal resource into a tool for lasting influence. Consistency in habits, clarity in decision-making, and alignment with values transform knowledge into freedom. The process of applying these principles systematically turns abstract strategies into tangible results. Financial empowerment becomes inevitable when systems, mindset, and behavior are integrated. The individual experiences control over money, reduce stress, and the freedom to make life choices guided by intention rather than circumstance. True financial mastery comes when awareness transforms into action. The mind becomes a laboratory for experimentation, testing strategies, refining approaches, and observing results. Every choice provides feedback, every adjustment strengthens. Understanding the journey toward wealth is iterative. Small, deliberate steps repeated over time produce compounding effects. The individual who experiments consciously learns faster and avoids the traps of blind imitation or impulsive decision-making. Experimentation turns uncertainty into opportunity and builds confidence in handling money under any circumstance. The power of mindset cannot be overstated. The mind that embraces possibility sees opportunity where others see limitation. Abundance thinking replaces fear with curiosity. Scarcity thinking creates hesitation, while growth-oriented mindset encourages deliberate action. Self-trust becomes the foundation of financial decision-making. Every action aligns with values and goals, and hesitation is replaced with forward movement. Momentum builds with each deliberate choice, creating the internal conviction to persist regardless of obstacles. Budgeting is not a restrictive practice, but a tool of empowerment. When money is allocated intentionally, the individual gains control over the flow of resources. Understanding which portions of income are dedicated to saving, spending, investing, and giving transforms decision-making from reactive to proactive. Budgeting is a reflection of priorities. Clarity in allocation allows the mind to focus on creating rather than worrying. Constant awareness of resources ensures that spending supports long-term objectives and fosters a sense of mastery over finances. Automation strengthens the system by eliminating reliance on daily motivation. The act of automating savings, investments, and recurring obligations creates consistency without the need for constant vigilance. Repeated, automatic contributions grow into substantial reserves over time. Every automated action compounds wealth. The individual no longer needs to rely on willpower alone. Habit replaces friction, and the mind is freed to focus on strategy and opportunity. Automation bridges the gap between intention and outcome, making financial growth inevitable. Investing wisely is a demonstration of patience, discipline, and foresight. The individual who understands that money grows exponentially when applied strategically harnesses time as a multiplier. Disciplined investing avoids impulsive trading, speculation, or emotional reaction. It focuses on long-term returns and risk-adjusted decisions. Investing becomes a practice of trust in systems and principles rather than hope and chance. The compounding of investments over years magnifies modest, consistent contributions into significant wealth. The mind that internalizes this truth gains both confidence and freedom. Expanding income streams creates leverage and security. The individual who relies solely on a single source of income is exposed to risk diversification, reduces vulnerability, and accelerates growth by providing multiple avenues for financial inflow side projects. Passive investments, entrepreneurial endeavors, all contribute to building a robust structure of wealth. Multiple streams not only increase security, but also allow for creative expression and freedom from the limitations of a single income source. The mind trained to recognize and cultivate opportunities creates exponential possibilities. Conscious spending enhances control and reduces waste. Alignment of expenditures with values transforms every purchase into an intentional act. The individual learns to distinguish between temporary satisfaction and lasting benefit. Discretionary resources are allocated to what produces value, meaning, or growth. Every dollar spent reflects purpose, not impulse. Spending becomes a tool to reinforce identity, and long-term goals. Intentionality turns daily consumption into a practice of strategy and empowerment, reducing regret and increasing satisfaction. Negotiation and influence amplify results. Every financial and professional interaction is an opportunity to create advantage. Skillful communication, assertiveness, and clarity in expressing value multiply impact. The individual who masters these abilities can command better deals, earn more, and access opportunities that would otherwise remain hidden. Negotiation is not conflict, it is alignment, clarity, and strategic engagement. The mind that sees every interaction as leverage gains an advantage that compounds over time, increasing both wealth and confidence. Emotional mastery is intertwined with financial success. Awareness of triggers that drive spending. Fear, desire for status, and impulsivity allows conscious choice rather than reaction. When the mind regulates its emotional responses, decisions become deliberate, not compulsive. The emotionally disciplined individual observes impulses, assesses them, and acts in alignment with long-term goals. Emotional control builds resilience, confidence, and freedom, and creates the ability to maintain consistency even in high-pressure situations. Developing patience is an essential component of wealth creation. The ability to delay gratification and consistently prioritize long-term outcomes over immediate satisfaction differentiates those who achieve financial independence from those who remain stuck in reactive cycles. Patience strengthens discipline and allows small actions to accumulate into life-changing results. The individual who practices patience learns to trust processes, respect time, and harness compounding effects without the need for constant reward. The mind grows steady and confident. Optimizing financial systems preserves and amplifies resources. Awareness of fees, interest, and costs prevents erosion of wealth. Small inefficiencies over time can reduce growth drastically. Attention to these details creates advantage and allows funds to be redirected toward meaningful investment and saving. Every optimization strengthens the foundation of financial freedom. The mind that notices patterns and removes friction becomes a master of resources and uses energy efficiently to generate exponential results. Career leverage transforms time into impact. The individual who strategically develops skills, enhances capability, and positions themselves for high-value opportunities multiplies earning potential. The time invested in learning, networking, and skill acquisition becomes a force multiplier for income and opportunity. Alignment of career choices with financial objectives accelerates growth and builds security. Career decisions become strategic instruments rather than reactive responses to circumstance. The mind that leverages skill and position grows wealth with intention and efficiency. Learning continuously ensures adaptability and innovation in a constantly changing world. Markets, technology, and opportunities evolve rapidly. The individual who maintains curiosity, seeks knowledge, and applies insights strategically positions themselves ahead of trends. Continuous learning compounds over time. Each insight transforms into action. Every lesson implemented amplifies results. Knowledge becomes a tool, and learning becomes a habit that fuels growth consistently over the long term. Contribution and giving create fulfillment beyond financial gain. Wealth extended through purpose multiplies influence and creates meaningful connections. Thoughtful generosity expands networks, builds reputation, and fosters psychological satisfaction. The individual who aligns financial success with purpose experiences holistic growth. Wealth is no longer merely numeric, but becomes a tool for impact. Contribution transforms success into a legacy and integrates personal values into every financial decision. Consistency, clarity, and integration of habits are the final components of transformation. Repeated intentional action becomes identity, the principles of saving, investing, conscious spending, emotional mastery, and career leverage weave into a lifestyle that naturally produces results. Habits replace friction, automation replaces reliance on willpower, and mindset reinforces action. The cumulative effect of these daily practices turns knowledge into tangible freedom and creates a life aligned with goals and values. As awareness turns into action, the mind becomes a fertile ground for compounding growth. Each step taken with intention strengthens confidence, reduces uncertainty, and builds momentum. Consistency is reinforced. Strategies are tested, and adaptation ensures that progress continues even under challenges. The disciplined individual experiences clarity and security, knowing that actions produce results, and that each decision moves them closer to the life envisioned. Wealth becomes a reflection of thought and behavior rather than chance circumstance. Financial mastery is a journey, not a destination. Every day provides opportunity for learning, adjustment, and growth. The mind trained to observe, act, and refine develops unshakable confidence, emotional resilience, and strategic clarity. The individual who integrates principles into daily life transforms wealth from abstract knowledge into a lived experience and creates a trajectory of freedom, abundance, and control. The journey itself becomes a demonstration of mastery over both mind and circumstance. Building wealth is a combination of strategy, action, and mindset. It is not something that happens passively. It requires deliberate focus and the willingness to embrace discomfort. The individual who commits to understanding money develops a sense of control over life itself. Financial freedom is not merely the accumulation of numbers in a bank account. It is the confidence, flexibility, and agency to make choices aligned with values, goals, and purpose. The mind that sees money as a tool rather than a goal creates opportunities to grow, expand, and influence outcomes. Understanding priorities is fundamental. Clarity about what matters allows resources, energy, and time to be allocated effectively, without distraction. The ability to distinguish between essential actions and trivial impulses ensures that energy is spent wisely. Every decision, no matter how small, compounds into a larger trajectory of success. The individual who constantly evaluates priorities ensures that effort is directed toward outcomes that produce the most meaningful impact, and that distraction does not dilute growth. Mastering spending habits transforms the financial landscape. From chaotic to intentional, habitual patterns shape outcomes. Repeated choices define identity. The individual who aligns spending with values experiences both freedom and satisfaction. Each transaction becomes a reflection of personal goals and intentions. Intentional spending creates psychological comfort, reduces stress, and fosters a sense of control. The act of mindful spending transforms money from a source of anxiety into a vehicle for empowerment and opportunity. The mind that automates essential processes reduces friction and ensures progress regardless of circumstance. Automation transforms intentions into outcomes. Every automated contribution to savings, investment, and debt reduction compounds wealth without reliance on willpower. The individual who builds systems around financial priorities removes stress from daily decisions and allows focus to shift to growth and opportunity. Automation creates a structure where consistent action leads naturally to results without conscious strain. Investing strategically leverages both time and knowledge. The compounding of wealth is accelerated when funds are deployed wisely early and consistently. Understanding risk-reward and diversification enables calculated decisions that maximize long-term returns. Investing becomes an exercise in patience and foresight. The mind learns to trust processes over emotion and consistency over impulse. Compounding transforms modest, repeated investments into significant results over time, creating both financial security and the freedom to pursue opportunity. Income diversification increases stability and creates leverage. The individual who develops multiple streams is able to withstand uncertainty and capitalize on opportunities others may overlook. Side projects, freelance endeavors, passive investments, and entrepreneurial ventures collectively strengthen financial resilience and accelerate growth. The mind trained to see opportunities naturally converts potential into results. Multiple streams reduce reliance on a single source, allowing calculated risk-taking without jeopardizing security and multiplying impact over time. Strategic negotiation and communication multiply outcomes. Every interaction becomes a potential opportunity for growth or influence. Skillful advocacy, clarity in expressing value, and assertiveness in negotiation convert ordinary exchanges into financial or strategic advantage. Negotiation is a tool of leverage. It ensures equitable outcomes, maximizes opportunity, and strengthens confidence. The individual who practices these skills consistently gains both tangible resources and intangible influence, enhancing the trajectory of success across all areas of life. Emotional intelligence is crucial in wealth creation. Awareness of internal triggers, impulses, and emotional reactions allows deliberate, rational responses. The mind that regulates emotion avoids impulsive spending, reactive decisions, and unnecessary anxiety. Emotional mastery builds resilience, confidence, and clarity and ensures that financial decisions are aligned with long-term priorities rather than temporary feelings. The practice of observing, reflecting, and choosing intentionally creates a mental foundation for consistent growth and decision-making under pressure. Patience is an essential companion to consistency. Each small, deliberate action repeated over time compounds into remarkable results. The ability to delay gratification, prioritize long-term benefit over short-term pleasure, and persist despite delayed outcomes separates those who achieve financial independence from those who remain reactive. The individual who practices patience develops both mental strength and confidence. Understanding that results accumulate gradually allows the mind to embrace growth with calm assurance rather than frustration or doubt. Optimizing financial structures ensures maximum efficiency. Small adjustments in account management, interest rates, fees, and allocation strategies preserve and enhance wealth. Awareness of these details prevents erosion of resources and frees capital for productive investment. Each optimization strengthens the financial system. The disciplined mind recognizes inefficiencies, removes waste, and redeploys energy toward high-value opportunities, creating cumulative advantage over time. Financial literacy becomes actionable intelligence rather than theoretical knowledge. Career strategy amplifies the effect of time and skill. Alignment of capability, experience, and positioning multiplies earning potential and accelerates financial growth. The individual who invests in personal development, skill acquisition, and strategic positioning leverages opportunities for income and influence. Career decisions are approached intentionally, not passively. Each step magnifies impact, creating an upward trajectory where effort produces exponential results. The combination of skill, timing, and strategic action transforms professional growth into financial advantage. Continuous learning ensures adaptability and relevance in a constantly evolving world. New tools, technologies, and strategies create opportunities for those prepared to act. The individual who cultivates curiosity, applies insights, and seeks knowledge continuously compounds growth. Knowledge becomes the foundation for smarter decisions and increased efficiency. Every lesson implemented accelerates progress. Learning becomes habitual, not occasional, creating a feedback loop where information converts directly into action and advantage. Giving and contribution extend the impact of wealth beyond personal gain. Generosity, aligned with purpose, strengthens networks, builds influence, and fosters psychological fulfillment. Giving is not a loss but a multiplier. Contribution transforms success into legacy. Aligning financial resources with meaningful causes creates holistic growth. The individual who practices giving integrates purpose into strategy, expanding impact, while reinforcing personal values. Contribution elevates financial success into a vehicle for influence, connection, and long-term satisfaction. Integration of habits, mindset, and strategy produces lasting financial transformation. Consistency transforms theory into action. Repeated intentional behaviors become identity. Daily practice builds competence and confidence. Automation removes reliance on motivation and willpower. The mind aligned with goals naturally produces results. The individual experiences a sense of control, freedom, and progress. Every decision reinforces growth, and every action compounds toward tangible outcomes. Integration transforms knowledge into lived experience, and strategy into habit, creating a life that reflects both mastery and purpose. Financial empowerment grows as awareness turns into deliberate practice, the mind that understands the value of daily choices begins to see every action as an investment in freedom. Every dollar, every minute, and every decision compounds over time. The individual who integrates intentionality into all areas of financial life experiences growth that feels natural rather than forced and develops an internal compass that guides action toward consistent results. The journey is iterative, reflective, and grounded in strategy. Every action, no matter how small, becomes a vote for the life desired. Daily contributions to savings, investment, and skill development accumulate exponentially. The individual who honors consistent action over occasional effort experiences compounding not just in money, but in confidence, resilience, and mastery. The trajectory of progress is determined not by isolated success, but by repeated alignment between intention and behavior. Each step reinforces the next, creating unstoppable momentum. Spending with intention allows the mind to focus on value rather than accumulation. Distractions, trends, and societal pressures often drive unnecessary consumption. When spending is conscious, it reflects priorities, aligns with goals, and supports growth. Every purchase becomes a reinforcement of identity and purpose. The disciplined spender experiences both psychological and financial freedom, avoiding the stress and guilt that accompany impulsive decisions. Conscious spending transforms every transaction into a step toward empowerment. Automation ensures that progress continues even when motivation wanes. Human behavior is inconsistent without systems. The mind is vulnerable to distraction and fatigue. Automated savings, investment, and bill payments create a framework that guarantees steady growth. Repeated action compounds wealth and reduces reliance on willpower. The individual who establishes automated structures for finances frees mental energy to focus on strategy, learning, and opportunity. Automation transforms intent into guaranteed progress and removes friction from success. Investing strategically amplifies the power of time. The individual who aligns investments with goals understands the exponential effect of compound growth. Patience and consistency are valued above speculative actions. Impulsive decisions are replaced with deliberate long-term strategies. Investing becomes a form of disciplined foresight. Each contribution multiplies over time, producing security, flexibility, and freedom. The mind that trusts the process develops both confidence and clarity. The growth is predictable, intentional, and sustainable. Expanding income through multiple streams strengthens resilience. Relying on one source exposes vulnerability. Diversification allows calculated risk-taking without jeopardizing stability. Side projects, royalties, passive income, and entrepreneurial ventures create both security and leverage. Every new income stream enhances capacity, reduces dependency, and multiplies opportunity. The individual who cultivates multiple avenues of earning transforms limitation into freedom and creates momentum toward financial independence. Negotiation and influence convert ordinary moments into advantage. The individual who communicates assertively articulates value clearly, and advocates strategically multiplies results. Negotiation is a tool of leverage. It transforms interactions into opportunity. The mind that sees every conversation as a chance to create mutual benefit produces compounded advantage over time. Every well-negotiated decision magnifies impact and accelerates progress. Skillful communication strengthens both income and relationships. Emotional intelligence governs consistency and financial decision-making. Awareness of impulses, triggers, and emotional reactions allows deliberate action rather than reaction. Spending driven by fear, attachment, or status anxiety is replaced with intentional choice. The emotionally disciplined individual maintains clarity in high-pressure situations and ensures that financial behavior aligns with long-term goals. Emotional mastery reduces stress, prevents poor decision-making, and builds resilience. The mind becomes steady, observant, and strategically responsive. Patience complements consistency. Each small, intentional act repeated over time compounds into significant outcomes. The individual who can delay gratification and prioritize long-term benefit achieves what impulsive or reactive decision-makers cannot: the ability to trust processes. Embrace discomfort and sustain effort produces compounding results in both wealth and character. The mind becomes steady and confident, capable of navigating uncertainty without panic or hesitation. Optimizing financial systems strengthens the foundation of wealth. Attention to detail in banking, investing, and account structures preserves resources. Small inefficiencies or overlooked costs can quietly erode progress. By optimizing systems, the individual preserves capital and reallocates it toward growth. Awareness and management of these details ensure that every dollar is used efficiently, and that unnecessary loss is avoided. The disciplined mind treats financial infrastructure as a strategic asset rather than a passive system. Strategic career development magnifies the impact of time and skill. The individual who positions themselves for high-value opportunities leverages skill, experience, and networking to increase earning potential. Investing in capability ensures that effort produces maximum return. Career choices become instruments of growth rather than reactive responses to circumstance. The alignment of personal skill and professional strategy accelerates both income and influence, positioning the individual to take advantage of opportunity when it arises. Continuous learning maintains relevance and agility. The world evolves rapidly, and opportunities favor those prepared to adapt. Knowledge applied consistently compounds over time. Curiosity combined with disciplined implementation ensures that insights are converted into action. Continuous education strengthens decision-making, improves efficiency, and increases resilience. The mind that prioritizes learning gains an exponential advantage over time, turning awareness into actionable intelligence and building lifelong capacity. Generosity amplifies impact beyond financial gain. The individual who aligns wealth with purpose expands influence, builds connections, and creates fulfillment. Giving becomes a strategic and meaningful practice that strengthens reputation and integrates personal values into financial success. Contribution transforms success from self-centered achievement into a life of impact and purpose. The integration of generosity ensures that wealth is not only accumulated, but also leveraged to create positive change and lasting legacy. Integration of habits, mindset, and strategy produces consistent results. Financial literacy alone is insufficient. Application transforms knowledge into tangible outcomes. Daily routines, automated systems, intentional spending, strategic investment, and continual learning compound growth. Over time, the individual who internalizes these principles develops identity-aligned habits, where consistency produces freedom. Integration turns abstract strategies into lived reality and creates a foundation for enduring wealth, confidence, and freedom. Awareness evolves into mastery as every decision is intentionally aligned with long-term vision. The mind becomes a center of clarity, and resilience. Momentum builds from repeated action and consistent application. Each choice reinforces identity and cultivates confidence. The individual experiences control over resources, stress reduction, and freedom to pursue meaningful goals. Financial empowerment emerges not from luck, but from a cohesive, disciplined, and deliberate approach. The journey itself becomes the demonstration of mastery over both mind and circumstance. The journey of financial mastery culminates when knowledge, action, and mindset converge. The individual who applies principles consistently experiences not only growth in wealth, but also growth in confidence, clarity, and freedom. Each decision, each habit, each action contributes to a life where money serves purpose rather than dictates life. The mind trained in deliberate practice develops resilience, adaptability, and an unshakable sense of control over circumstance. Every choice reinforces identity and supports long-term vision. Reflection deepens understanding. The practice of reviewing decisions, analyzing outcomes, and adjusting strategy ensures continual improvement. Awareness of successes and missteps turns experience into actionable insight. The disciplined individual uses feedback not as judgment, but as guidance. Reflection allows refinement of habits, optimization of systems, and alignment of actions with overarching goals. Continuous improvement transforms effort into mastery and transforms the mind into a tool capable of navigating uncertainty with confidence and clarity. Long-term thinking becomes the standard approach to the individual who prioritizes the future over immediate gratification experiences. Exponential growth patience is reinforced by consistent action, and every small contribution compounds into substantial impact, the ability to anticipate consequences. Plan strategically and act deliberately creates a trajectory where results naturally follow from intention. Long-term thinking fosters resilience, reduces reactive behavior, and ensures that decisions today build advantage for tomorrow. Resilience is cultivated through disciplined mindset and preparation. Adversity is inevitable, but the individual who has structured systems, diversified income, and emotional control responds with calm confidence. And strategic action setbacks are approached as opportunities for learning and refinement rather than failure. The mind, strengthened by deliberate practice, navigates challenge without panic, adapts without hesitation, and emerges stronger from each experience. Financial resilience becomes inseparable from personal strength. The individual becomes empowered to act decisively, even under uncertainty. Sustained growth emerges when habits, automation, and strategy are fully integrated. Everyday routines, automated contributions, intentional spending, diversified income, and continuous learning combine into a seamless framework. The individual who integrates these elements no longer relies on willpower alone but moves naturally toward results. The cumulative effect of repeated action produces exponential growth over time, reinforcing identity and creating a life aligned with purpose and vision. Generosity and purpose elevate the experience of wealth beyond numbers and assets. Giving wisely, contributing meaningfully, and leveraging resources for impact transforms financial success into influence, fulfillment, and legacy. The individual who aligns personal wealth with values and purpose experiences both satisfaction and opportunity. Contribution amplifies influence, strengthens connections, and enhances personal fulfillment, creating a life that is rich not only in resources but in meaning and impact. Integration of mindset mastery ensures clarity, focus, and unshakable confidence. The mind that embraces abundance, ownership, and consistent deliberate action produces natural momentum. Confidence grows with each aligned choice, fear diminishes. Hesitation fades and progress accelerates. The individual who internalizes these principles creates a self-reinforcing cycle where intentional behavior leads to results and results reinforce intentional behavior. Clarity becomes automatic. Action becomes habitual, and financial empowerment becomes the lived reality. The individual who completes this journey experiences freedom, freedom to make choices aligned with values, freedom from unnecessary stress, freedom to invest time and energy where it matters most. Financial mastery becomes a reflection of identity and purpose, not simply accumulation of assets. Awareness, strategy, and execution converge to create both security and opportunity. Wealth becomes a tool for influence, growth, and fulfillment. The mind trained in discipline, clarity, and intention transforms every challenge into opportunity and every opportunity into growth. As the journey concludes, the mind reflects on transformation from awareness to deliberate action, from strategy to habit, from intention to results. The principles of conscious spending, automated growth, strategic investing, income diversification, negotiation, emotional intelligence, patience, optimization, career leverage, continuous learning, and purposeful contribution converge to produce sustainable wealth. Confidence and control. The individual now possesses the tools, mindset, and systems to navigate life with certainty, clarity, and empowerment. The ultimate realization emerges that wealth is not a single achievement. It is the natural outcome of living intentionally with clarity, discipline, and purpose. Every decision is an opportunity to reinforce identity and accelerate growth. The journey toward financial freedom becomes not a destination but a continuous practice where action aligns with vision. Habits reinforce values, and results compound over time. Financial mastery becomes inseparable from personal development, and the individual experiences life enriched in both opportunity and meaning. Every day provides a chance to apply principles, refine habits, and expand opportunity. Consistent deliberate action, strategic decision-making, and mindful allocation of resources reinforce progress. The individual experiences a life where financial freedom, confidence, and purpose coexist, where each choice reinforces growth, and each action compounds results. The mind becomes steady, disciplined, and clear, every effort contributes to cumulative impact, and each day is an opportunity to build both wealth and mastery. And as the journey of growth, discipline, and wealth concludes, remember that the true power lies in action, clarity, and consistency. The mind that applies principles systematically, reflects on outcomes, and adjusts strategies experiences, compounding results that extend beyond money to freedom, influence, and fulfillment. The individual who internalizes these truths is empowered to act decisively, navigate uncertainty, and create a life aligned with goals and purpose. The journey is ongoing, but mastery is achieved through continuous application, reflection, and intentional growth. Subscribe for more.